That's a good point. They just make a bunch of poison. They have a broken elevator. What do they even do? Oh, yeah. I was like, I saw they don't, and I was trying to figure out the context, but it was like, yeah, the blades don't stop. Had we been stuck back there, we would have been stuck, and it would have been bad, and we would have been dead. Now it's time to drown in Rusty Bucket Bay. We conquered the engine room, but now it's time to drown and for things to go south. Let's go ahead and find a box to stand on so we do not drown above water. And we're all good. Good. Everything's great. Everything's good. I'm going to avoid the dynamite box, and everything is wonderful. Now we can begin searching this place in earnest. Because before, the engine was stopping us from being earnest about anything. Please stay away from me, TNT. Our TNT buddy. That was a little forced, but whatever. It's fine. It's good. And I'm pretty sure those enemies are called boom boxes. 100% sure they're called boom boxes. I'd stake my reputation of knowing Banjo-Kazooie enemy names on knowing that Banjo-Kazooie enemy name. Even though, obviously last stream, why do I keep doing that? Man, my depth perception... Maybe it's less of my depth perception and more just I'm not paying enough attention to the stream, or not the stream, to the game, because I keep looking over at chat. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Who knows? Earnests are the only ones that can be earnest. That is true life. True life, true facts. So we have the purple Jinjo. Now the only thing we need to go under the water for is to help snorkel. I believe is the only thing we're going to need to do underwater. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Is there anything we need to do before we can help snorkel? We need to raise the anchor, but do we need to talk to snorkel for that? I don't remember if you have to talk to snorkel or if there's just a switch you hit and it raises the thing and it's all good in the hood. Okay. Good luck with editing your video. I believe in you. Editing a video's not the most fun thing in the world, but somebody's got to do it. And somebody is always you, unfortunately. It's never someone else. You can never pawn it off on someone else unless you have the cash to do it, which is an expensive endeavor, I imagine. So good luck editing your video. I'm trying to think, because I think it's just a switch we need to hit to raise the anchor off the snorkel. I don't think we need to go down there and talk to him and do anything like pass through the loop. Oh man, I did not actually jump with that. Like fell off and then hit A. So we just kind of did the what is that move called? I keep wanting to say flip flap, but that one's the flip flap. The feathery flap is what the AA combo is called. I always get them mixed up because they flap. Because flap. That's a good enough reason. I'm sure you guys can forgive me that my reason for that is because flap. And oh man, that time I just didn't make the jump. I don't think that one raises or anything. So I think I just have to be better. I think if I just be better, this will work. I'm thinking I'm just lacking in being better. So let's try and do this better, as it were. And go ahead and maybe get a different angle on this. I typically like to roll before I jump. I'm not sure if that's in this game though, but I like to. Actually, I'm getting farther away from the thing. Let's go ahead and just. Oh, that one felt solid. Yeah, that one was super solid. There we go. Everything's great. Wait, isn't there a flight pad in this level? There might be a flight pad in this level on top of the smokestacks. Now I think about it. Oh well, we made the jump. Everything's good. All good. Hood. Perfect. Yeah, let's go ahead and, I guess, do this level the right way. I was thinking, like, oh, let's go ahead and go over there, and then we can take the tolls the opposite way. But, you know, I don't know if we messed around too much with paying the tolls the way that you're expected to. We played this for the LP, so let's go ahead and do this the right way. Go down here. Such a jaunty little... Oh, that's a boombox. I could not react to that. And my reaction to that was pressing B, like Banjo's punch would have done anything worth a damn to help us with that. Let's go ahead and jump. Making jumps tend to help. So that's all that's in here is just notes. I mean, once again, gift horse, mouse. Don't insult the gift horse's mouth. He's very sensitive. So we'll go ahead and just... Wait a second, I saw that. That was just a golden feather, but that was nice. That was a nice little hidden golden feather. Very cute. We can go ahead and get out of here. Rusty Bucket Bay is a level that I haven't committed to memory super perfectly. So we'll see how I handle this, how it goes. I guess we'll traverse the top of the ship before we go and make our roundabouts, see what happens. I would like to handle the snorkel thing before it gets too late, just because we could realistically drown here. Oh, what's the combination of this thing? I did not look it up. It's just on the side of the boat. So let's go ahead and find the combination instead of me just trying to remember it and then messing it up a bunch of times. We'll go ahead and go on a little boat adventure and figure it out. And then I'm going to write it down because I'm a dummy. You know, I never thought about it, but why is the helm in the captain's cabin? That doesn't make a lick of sense. That's not where the captain would steer a boat. You'd want to be able to see the open air to see the boat. And actually, I don't think captains steer boats. Helmsmen do. So, don't know why. Don't know why the steering wheel is here. In fact, maybe it's just decorational because this is a steamboat. Don't think they have wooden steering wheels. I don't know enough about ships to say that they don't, but I think they have more complicated machinery than here's a wheel to spin. I think they do have a wheel that they still spin of some sort. Not 100% sure. Let's go ahead and get this Mumbo token in the oven. Use it with invincibility so Gruntilda won't make fun of us. And I say that, but then I'm going to go ahead and burn myself on purpose because I want her to call us a stupid bear. Does she just rhyme learn with burn? Learn, burn? I guess it works. It's a stretch, Grunty, but I'll give it to you just because I'm a big fan. I think we're good on it. Yeah, we're good on eggs. Steamboat Willie. That's actually a fair point. Steamboat Willie has proven me wrong. I guess when I said steamboat, I was thinking of a much larger sea vessels, like because they have like those weird radar room things. Like there's one on this ship that we're gonna go to in a hot second. I guess that's what I was thinking of those being kind of like the controls for the ship. Oh, you're a monster. I thought you were where I wanted to go. Oh, and you bit me off the boat. There's Snorkel. Hey, Snorkel. I'm not coming down there, so I need to escape the water. I will help you. I will help you incidentally when I find the switch that helps you, because I'm pretty sure it's a switch. Oh, you know what? I probably should have paid all the tolls before visiting the kitchen with all of the eggs. But what can I say? I've already done it, and we'll have to deal with my mistakes the rest of my life. Let's go ahead and move this a bit further out so we can get the Mumbo token easily. Oh, do we have to pay more? I thought I was waiting for a cutscene. There we go. It's very interesting that they make you pay 4 to move it out to a decent place. Switch that. Yeah, that's a very fair point. Yeah, it's just that switch would just eviscerate that fool. Yeah, dragging an anchor across him. Like, no, that little snorkel buddy would be dead. Dolphin. That's what those things are typically called. They're typically called dolphins instead of snorkel buddies. Uh-oh, I'm out of water. I wanted to save my break for the end of this world. So I'm just going to see if I can... Actually, how much stuff do we have in this world? We got half the notes. We got half the notes for the jiggies. I'm gonna grin and bear it. I'll take my break at the end of this world because Click Clock Wood is going to be a doozy. Is there a way to get up from here? I guess we just gotta take the boxes and see what this gets us. Because I would like to get some more water and get some more hot tea, stuff like that. Because my throat is starting to give up the ghost, and I don't want it to do that. But if we could wait till the end of this world, that'd be perfect. Because then we could just have Click Clock Wood and in-game stuff left. Can I get up there? Maybe you need to take the, you need to do this room right if you want to get up there and get the extra life, because had we been up there, we could have gone around, used the jump spring pad, or jump spring? I think it's shock spring jump pad. How to get up there if you wanted the extra life, but unfortunately, we will have to deal without the extra life, and we'll have to deal with our measly 2 lives. Sorry, Snorkel, I could have actually very easily spoken to you that time, but losing my oxygen really freaks me out. But you being a fish who doesn't breathe oxygen wouldn't understand. It's kind of a land dwellers thing. And don't try to lie to me and tell me that dolphins need air to live, because you're a fish and not a mammal. And that, don't be silly. Don't be a silly idiot. You breathe water, you don't need air. Air is poisonous to you. You can stay down there forever and be fine. Okay, it's time to deal with Snacker for our yellow Jinjo, who did not appear until we made the jump. So if I did not know this was here, I might have not jumped towards it. Thanks a lot. Oh god, what's that called? I wanted to say clipping, but that's not clipping. That's ooh, when something renders. Ooh, what is that called? Renders just like out of frame. There's or just in frame, I guess. None of the tech words that I'm pulling to mind is pop-in is what I'm thinking of, but there's like a tech word for it that's completely like my brain is devoid of the word, the tech word I was looking for pop-in. So we'll have to deal without it, because like everything that my brain was coming up with was like, oh, the tearing, oh, whatever. And unfortunately, I forgot to go into this room where there is a honeycomb, but we will come back for it. And by that I mean I'm gonna have to turn around very, very soon, otherwise I'll forget. I don't think this green goop is instant death, but I still should probably be careful with dealing with it. I say as the damn camera shifted to this fixed position and freaked me out and I almost missed the jump. But it's all good in the hood. I don't think the stuff will kill us. I think it just hurts us. I think it's just hurty, swimmy water. But we're all good. Everything's good. Everything's good? Most things are good. Most things are actually pretty bad when I think about it. But hey, it'll be fine. Because you know why? Because everything's good. It's a little humorous joke I just came up with. Hope you enjoyed it. It's time to raise. We're gonna do this. Let's go. We'll come back to here. We'll go ahead and deal with the rest of this tollway before we go ahead and get back on the ship. I love how the first thing I said when we got out of the engine room was like, oh, let's go deal with Snorkel first, because we could potentially drown while doing that. And now it's gearing up to be the last thing we do, just because I have no idea where the stupid switch to raise the thing is. It's probably on top of the smokestacks, because I said I was going to explore the ship, and then I didn't. That's how I do. What is Grunty doing that requires nuclear waste? Well, magic, obviously. Magic is a very, very wasteful substance. It's why we don't use magic anymore. Because, you know, nice. We don't use the magic because it had too much nuclear waste. And that's it. That's the only reason. Otherwise, we'd still be using magic. And oh, I've been dying this entire time and not picking up honeycombs. Should probably do that in the future. Picking up honeycombs, not doing them. We do want to, in fact, pick up the honeycombs. Picking up the honeycombs, very helpful in our quest. We're gonna. Actually, we did use some eggs for that toll, so we'll go ahead and grab those eggs. Is this the room with like a bunch of boomboxes? I think this room has a bunch of boombox. No, this isn't the. It is the bunch of boombox room. We'll go ahead and take shelter on top of this egg storage box. These guys are getting excited, but not excited enough to explode. So let's go ahead and assist them a little bit with that. Guys, why aren't you exploding? Oh, I guess maybe they need to move a certain amount before they decide to explode. That's interesting. I figured it'd be time-based, but it must be step-based, because once they got in the corner, they weren't lighting up. They lit up pretty quickly afterwards. So we just have the last of these boxes to enter. And then we can once again continue on our toll road adventure. Man, I really do like Rusty Bucket Bay. The engine room, the engine room, and the wonky camera can really be an act against this level's well-being as a good level. But I really like the design for this level. It's fine, aside from the engine room being super easy to die in, and then some of the oversights with like, oh, when you die, you lose all your notes, etc., etc. Aside from that, I think this is a very good level. It's fun. I enjoy the kind of weird disconnectedness of it, the simplicity of the kind of like the shipyard hub, especially like when you compare it to something like I was gonna say when you compare it to something like in Banjo-Kazooie, the way Grunty's Industries works. But Grunty's Industries is a very similar level, and that like a bunch of weird I was gonna say disconnected rooms, but there is a internal connection vis-a-vis the actual building. But the outside of the room has the very similar the outside of the factory has a very simple like. Oh, there's stuff going on out here. There's enough stuff going on outside, and boy, this is not about to work out the way I thought it was. This is about to be very bad. Hopefully we have enough air to make it to... Oh yeah, we're gonna have a ton of air to make it. Oh, did I leave a honeycomb? Oh, the honey box. Yeah, the honey box had bees on it, and I didn't want to mess with the bees. It was less of me being a silly, goofy boy who wasn't taking his own advice, and more of just I didn't want to fuck with bees. But yes, outside of Grunty's Industries, actually kind of has a similar idea of kind of like simplicity, even though there's being kind of like a simple hub for the outside of the building. But then it does have a lot going on for it at the same time, so it's a very similar level. Thematically and also, I guess, design-wise, even though the innards of the building connects a bit more fluidly than this level's does, since this one has basically just a bunch of disjointed rooms where all the rooms in Grunty's Industries are interconnected in some way. I think some of them are probably disjointed. In fact, I know some of them are disjointed. Let's get away from Snacker! Oh, he almost got us. That would have been bad. By bad, I mean we would have lost one honeycomb and dealt with it. And, oh man, I think we still lose... Do we lose double air in this water? No, this water is inexplicably clean. The oil has not seeped into... Sept? Sept? That doesn't sound right. Seeped? Sept? The oil hasn't gotten to the water over here, because water oil doesn't mix, but it hasn't gotten weird and polluted, whatever. It's interesting that I think about it, that they made a like unique button for this level, because like in Gobi's Valley there was a honeycomb button that we had to push. That made a honeycomb appear, because what else would a honeycomb button do? But it was more, it had kind of like a level thematic or a thematically appropriate thing for the level where it looked kind of like ancient and made out of stone, whereas this one was all more metallic. It's kind of interesting that they would go out of the way to make something interesting, it's interesting they would go out of their way to make something interesting. No, it's interesting that they'd go out of their way to make something unique for this level when they could have like, oh, let's just make a honeycomb switch for the game, and then we'll be golden, like the honeycombs we pick up. Yeah, I think you're right about that. That it does have a lot of reused assets that make a lot of sense since they're thematically pretty similar. Gotta reuse what you can, save on development costs, because development is hell, and I'm sure no one knows that better than Rare employees. I'm sure they're very, very familiar with development hell. I wonder if Snacker was always just planning to be in that little corner, or if at one point they had considered making him like ever present in this level. Because this level would be very interesting if just Snacker could attack you anywhere, but this level would also be a huge pain in the ass if just, out of nowhere, bam, here's Snacker. That would suck, especially since you have like the half air, but that'd be kind of interesting to merge those ideas of half air and also Snacker. I think there's just notes in here. Notes, Lady Squirrel, which was probably like a Conker's thing. from like the kiddie version of Conquer that never happened, I'm guessing. Oh, there's a Beakum in here, an Ekum, a Mumbo token, whatever way you want to say that, whatever floats your boat. Oh, that was interesting. We were able to see, like, outside it was just a texture, because, you know, obviously, they don't want to render the entire area out here, but they just slapped the texture down, called it a day, at the loading screen. They had, like, a texture that was supposed to emulate the outside, and the water's freaking out again. Okay, that's Game Boy Berry when she was kid-friendly. Thank you for knowing that, because I've only played a little bit of Bad Fur Day. I've never played the Game Boy one. And as we saw, the code was 312111. I didn't verbally acknowledge it, but I visually acknowledged it. But just wanted to verbally acknowledge it. It was just interesting because it had a texture in the loading zone that was supposed to be like the outside instead of like rendering like 3D plane. It was just weird that we could see the texture, obviously because the game's running at a higher resolution than it normally does. But then we were able to actually see Banjo step through and like have the texture essentially cut him up. It's not the right way to phrase that, but you understand. Oh, excuse me. My throat is very much so rebelling against my body. The spirit is willing, but the throat flesh requires water and some warm tea, which, like I said earlier, and I'm still thinking about it, will be acquired once we beat this gosh dang level. I don't think the Jiggy's in this one. It's supposed to be where the... Oh, there's an Ekum in here. I don't know why I suddenly decided I should start calling them Ekum again instead of Mumbo tokens, but that's where we are. That's where I am as a person. Ekum's just such a nice name, even if he's saying, is he actually saying, I think it's Ekum. I don't care. Don't at me. What we do need to at me with is, how do we free our boy? How do we free Snorkel? Maybe I do got... Oh, no, you gotta swim down, and the switch to help out Snorkel is actually underwater. That's what I was thinking of. That's where my brain was failing me. Okay, now that I remember how to free Snorkel and where the stupid switch is, we'll go ahead and not do that. We're gonna instead let it simmer for a little bit longer, just because I feel like I've done this level in a very inefficient way, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I can while my brain is still thinking it. We'll come over here, we'll drop the TNT, we'll go ahead and get the Jinjo that's over here that I think might be our last Jinjo, now that I stopped to consider it. The water is once again freaking out, so I'm going to avoid looking at it. That texture blinked. Why is the emulation freaking out like this? Who knows? Go ahead and do this so we can get down there to fight the big boombox, which is a very interesting thing in this level, that this level kind of has a pseudo boss to it when most levels don't. I guess Treasure Trove Cove has oh my god, what's his name? Nipper? I think his name's Nipper. What other levels have pseudo bosses? I guess Clanker's Cavern has the mutant snippets. If you count those, which they probably do not count, but they're kind of like a boss and a means of saying it. Big enemy rush. They like to do that as bosses in video games, but also by that logic, the frogs. What are they called? Hoppets, Froggets? I don't remember. Froggets is Undertale, so it's probably not that. They're probably Hoppets or some stupid thing like that. Those guys could essentially be the boss of that world. I wonder why the TNT wasn't... That is a good point. Why do some things live and some don't? How... And this is a question that I just thought of. How is there still apes if we supposedly evolved from them? Why are some TNT boxes dead and some are alive? I bet that can't be explained scientifically. We're not full up on eggs. Let's just go ahead and grab some eggs before the boombox comes to life and gives us a hard time. Who dares enter Boss Boombox's hold? Well, it's us. It's your boy Banjo. What up? You don't have to shoot eggs at him. Actually, does rat-a-tat-tat work? I think rat-a-tat-tat-tat is fine. Yeah, rat-a-tat-tat's fine, so we'll go ahead and do this. This is just one of those dumb bosses that, as you hit it, it splits into smaller and smaller ones. You just want to be very efficient in how you do this, otherwise you'll end up overrun by a million small things. I remember my first memories of these kinds of bosses is the one of its kind in Yoshi's Island, and also there's the Manta Ray sludge mission and not Banjo. I almost said Banjo Sunshine, which is hey, Nintendo Rare. Well, not Rare, because I mean, I guess Rare still has the rights to Banjo-Kazooie, but I mean, who cares about Rare anymore? They're basically dead. Oh, we almost did that without damage. Banjo Sunshine, hit me up. Give me the rights to both Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario Sunshine, and we'll make it happen. The Manta Ray sludge level to unlock Pianta Hotel or whatever the hell it's called. That level always gave me trouble because of the weirdness of it, and then I would end up with a bunch of weird small Manta Rays. I think that's the way that one works. Maybe it just gets smaller. I think it splits into... Yeah, that one definitely splits into a bunch of things. I remember having a lot of trouble with that level as a kid. This is not what I thought it was. I don't know why I was climbing up that. But we should be good. We just need to clean up the end of this level. What else do we have left? We have to go help Snorkel. We need to come over here and do the... raise the box off this guy. And by this guy, I mean the Jiggy over here. We need to raise the box off of this so we can get the Jiggy inside. Can we make the jump from... Yeah, we can make the jump from this lifeboat. Cool. Now, once we do this, we'll be able to... I don't actually know what I was going to say there. I was going to be like, oh, we'll be able to... But it was like, we'll be able to what? Like, we get the Jiggy. Like, we're probably pretty much good on Jiggies. Well, not for the entire game, obviously. Actually, probably... we definitely have enough for not Mad Monster Mansion, Click Clock Wood. We definitely have enough for that. I'm just going to blindly assume. Let's go ahead and drop that off here, because that's not close enough, but whatever. It works. We're underneath the thing. It's fine. We should have enough Jiggies for Click Clock Wood. But, you know, obviously you need, like, what? 96 Jiggies, something crazy like that, to actually beat the game without abusing any glitches. Now, is there anywhere I'm forgetting about in this level? Let me just... 8 notes. We got both honeycombs. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just dive in, go try and help out Snorkel. And we'll just hope that there are 8 notes in here, because I don't know where else notes could be. There might be a little off room I forgot, or some weird corner that I didn't completely delve into, because I don't feel like there's going to be 8 notes in here, which means we might be on searching for note patrol for a little bit, which really sucks, because I would very much so like to take a stream break, which is why I keep mentioning it. Where did I leave notes? Did I leave some in the... Oh god, I hope I got everything in the engine room. We were pretty thorough in the engine room. Where am I missing 4 notes? Did I remember to get the notes off the back of the ship? Maybe I never got the notes off the back of the ship. I'm gonna go back there and check. Because we should have 96 when we're done with this room. Why did these guys take 2 hits to kill? That's interesting. I guess they tried to make them a bit more powerful. Okay, so we have 96. We're missing 4 notes. We could just accept our fate and not acquire all of the notes in the game, but that's not the way we roll. We are going to find every single note, and we're going to be good. We're not going to be like my pal George, my good friend George, who has never completely beaten Banjo-Kazooie because he got to like 99 notes and Click Clock Wood, never found the last one, and then just never beat the game. I'm feeling iffy about our oxygen amount. Oh, I'm risking it for the biscuit. Oh, I should have not risked it for the biscuit. Oh, I'm getting very, very nervous now. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. I'm gonna swim up. I'm gonna get out of the water. Oh my god, I'm about to drown. Oh my god, get through the loading zone. Get through the loading zone. Oh god, we gotta get on box as quickly as we can. Banjo, fly. Fly, you fool. Fly, you fool. I know where the last ones are. I know where the last notes are. We drowned! No, we drowned! We drowned. No, the last notes were on the back of the ship. I know they were. Oh god, I would. Oh no. Ah. Whew. Ugh. I was saying it the entire time we here. I was saying it the entire time we were. I was saying it the entire time we were here. It was never going to be the engine room. It was always going to be snorkel. And I said we should do snorkel immediately after the engine room. But then I waited for the end to do. Oh my god. I'm about to like not get all of the notes in this level. That's what's about to happen. I'm about to cry every single time because we are 4 notes shy. 4 notes shy, and we knew where they were. We know my dumb ass just left them on the back of the ship because I was like, oh, I won't pick them up this time because I keep dying in the engine room. Hook yuck. So we're about to beat this game with 796 notes because I do not think we are going to go back and do them. If that's what you guys want me to do, we can go back and collect all 100 notes, but I'm thinking that's not the best use of our time. So what is going to happen now is I'm going to go have a good cry while I make some tea to help with my throat, use the bathroom, a little stream break, because we've been going for 2 hours, a little bit more than 2 hours, and I'll be back in 5 minutes, 5 minutes-ish. Around 5 minutes, so go get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, wipe your tears away if you need to, as I certainly will. Debate amongst yourselves if you want me to waste the time to go and collect those last 4 notes, or we'll probably just beat the game with 796 notes, because that's what I'm feeling, but maybe you guys feel differently. And ooh, you posted an emoji. I'm actually very interested to see how that looks in my stream overlay, because I've done some dumb color correction stuff. To make actually that doesn't look too bad. I did some weird color correction stuff to make things appear, so I imagine some of these emojis are going to end up looking like horrifying messes in my my stream overlay thanks to my color correction. Yeah, it's very faded. I had to use some gamma and alpha junk to make it not look like a super mess. But yes, I'm going to take a break. We'll be back in like 5 minutes. I should probably also mute my mic. That'd probably help.